So this might be, well, it's an oversimplified analogy. I mean, the whole point is simplification. What it, how to say, how do I get the words out? The reality you experience is only determined by your perspective. The reality you experience is only determined by your perspective. Because all is one, everything is interconnected and interpenetrating everything else. This is the holographic universe theory. So if all is one, your individuated experience is nothing more than a perspective. It's a focused, kind of capsuled, contained perspective. That's your identity. Now, so the paradox of being is that you are both thyself, you are your transcendent, all is one identity, and you are also myself, which is your individuated personal identity. Now, the trick that gets really fun is when you start realizing that because you are both, and you do have certain limitations in your physical body, but those limitations are there to teach you in how to actually expand and make the choice to have a greater perception of self. Ultimately, to come back to knowing thyself, to being fully that universal oneness, right? So if you are willing to change your perspective, you begin to move into and literally create that reality. Because there is only consciousness, there is only awareness. There's nothing. There is no thing. It just is, and there is just the witness to it. And when you ride that impulse to be as creative as you want to be, and spontaneous as you want to be, choose the easiest perspective, because there is always a bigger perspective. There is always a bigger perspective, right? So just move into the bigger perspective. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because it is particularly useful if you're working in the astral plane or you're doing energy work or anything like that, and you're getting a bit like, oh my God, this is fucking so overwhelming. Like, how do I deal with this? I've got all these demons attacking me. I've got all this past lovers, cords, sucking my energy. I've got, I'm forgetting what these beautiful insights because I'm being psychically attacked or suppressed to make sure the information doesn't come through or whatever. There's lots of things. Lots and lots and lots of things, right? So choose the higher perspective. Instead of being caught up in the milieu and the detail of what is happening to you personally, just jump into the perspective of, the root cause of what is causing all that darkness. And just say at the root cause and imagine it as this tiny little thing. Like if I were just to move my shirt like that, if I zoomed out from a higher perspective and all this dark FODs, let's just call them the FODs, the forces of darkness, all exist here, because I've zoomed out my perspective, right? So they're just this tiny little thing. And this is a block from them receiving the unconditional love and awakening for their highest good and highest being, so that they can come into their own sense of oneness via beings that love them unconditionally, right? That block is right there. Oh, block gone. All gone. All free, all open, right? And that's the trick. That really is the trick when you're dealing with the astral plane and you're dealing with these circumstances. Just move it into the higher perspective. Literally just put them into a simple, easy thing and behave that way and just commit to that, you know. Surrender the need to identify with yourself. Be imaginative, be creative, be playful, you know. And if that's difficult, well, then you know that that's the society's programming, because it is our inherent gift. That is certainly something to work at and give yourself permission for. I give you permission. You have permission. I believe in you. You can do it. So that's the message. Move into the higher perspective, and energy work becomes, light working becomes a gazillion times easier. So that's that. Phew. Much love to you, and namaste.